Yo, y'all aren't getting an intro today, okay? We're not doing a fucking intro today. All right, we're going straight into the art. But the problem is, if you'll notice, there's nothing on the screen right now, and that's because I can't seem to get the app that I use usually to stream my iPad to work. So, I guess we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna sit here. We're just gonna sit here and troubleshoot because, like, a day stream. This is what day stream is for, you know. This is like the back end shit. This is like, this is the 9 to 5, the new 9 to 5. You gonna narrate your brushstrokes to us? Ew. You gotta pay for that. It's on my only fan arts. Reflector busted? Yeah, what the fuck, Reflector? You failed me today of all days on my first daytime stream? Yap time, I suppose? Yeah, I'll yap. Yappy time. Come on, kids, it's time to yap. Narrate how many undos you do. I'm trying to undo the mistake of relying on this third-party app. That's really what I'm trying to undo right now. Guys, I made curry today. Oh, fuck, I should have taken a picture of it for y'all. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I put extra onions in it this time, like 2 whole onions. And like 2 big old brown onions. No intro, but whole stream is actually going to be intro. Fuck up. All right, look, I'm gonna get this going. Don't worry. Don't you fucking fret, okay? We're gonna do some art today. New 9 to 5. I think I might have to re-download Reflector or something, or I don't know. It's been really wonky lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but whenever I've been streaming lately, sometimes the Reflector will just go down. Sometimes it'll just fail. And I have no idea why. I don't know why. Look at him, stinky. Hey. Everyone gets stinky sometimes. Did you guys see all the Elden Ring Night Rain shit? Anyone on that? Anyone watching, keeping a close eye on that, or no? Is it just me? Man, I can't connect. Why can't I connect? It looks hype. It looks really fun. It looks really fun. I didn't get to watch the Vadi video yet. But I'm gonna see if I can pull that up while I work today. I got invited to the beta for it. Are you gonna do it? Yeah, you're on PS5, right? Got my stack, just waiting for the game to release. Nice. I got my stack too. It's gonna be Cha Cha and Jin. But I don't even know if they remember that they promised me that they were gonna be my trio. I gotta remind them like every 2 weeks. I just gotta bring it up, just a little bit, you know. Also, gonna forget that I exist. Ugh. Much less that the game's coming out. Asked for a PC code, but they gave me a PS5 code. There's no PC code because there's no PC beta test, right? It's only for PS5. These are pills that make you not stink. I hear in some country they don't need deodorant. Yeah, like Korean people are supposed to not stink. Like they have no body odor. Actually, I feel like a lot of East Asian people don't have body odor. If they're like native there. Maybe it's the things that they eat. I don't know. Yo, this shit's not working. Cursed stream. Maybe. Here, let me do some research. You're all just gonna sit here and listen to me type, okay? And like troubleshoot and keep me company. That's what you're gonna do right now. That's your entire reason for being here. Is there like a patch or something? What am I listening to? Typing. Hey, epic name, bro. How's it going? Never meant to day stream. I was never meant to day stream. Day streams are cursed. Just like day drinking. Nothing ever good happens. Because day drinking just leads into night drinking. It's just more drinking. What was this stream for? You can ask that for every stream, actually. The stream was just a stream. I just wanted to do some art. I literally was gonna go like mic off and just do art and do work for once during the day. And today of all days was when my reflector that I used to stream my iPad chose to give up. It just chose to not work today, which is great. Let me see if there's a new driver for it or something. What if I undownload it and just re-download it? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna uninstall. Oh my god, what the fuck? Not now, Microsoft Edge. Art stream, but no art. Perfect. A normal stream, exactly. So just sit tight. It feels illegal to watch a Jimbo stream this early. I should keep it behind a paywall, huh? You're right. It's illegal, so it's like content that's strictly prohibited to the public. You're right. I should put this behind a paywall. Uninstall. Oh yeah. Hello, Cheesy. Hello, Pichu. Hello, Trina. Trina has been here for a very long time. I said I was going live at 4, and she was here since 3:20. Patreon has live stream support. They're not gonna have live stream support for this third-party app. That's not what that's for. Streaming on Patreon, though, that's kind of crazy. Has anyone here actually watched a Patreon stream? How often do those happen? Also, I feel like if it's a Patreon stream, people are less likely to be, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't waste their time, like, being a shithead in there, no? Yeah. Let's remove it first. What the? Oh, I see. Hi, Jimbo. How are you? Good. Lux. Good. Actually, I'm horrible because I can't seem to get my tablet to show up on screen. But we're troubleshooting right now. So that's what's happening. A lot of people reacting to movies and shows. Just reacting to movies and shows on Patreon? People actually pay for people's reactions like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just from an older generation. I didn't even know that was an option, right? Streaming on Patreon. I'm sure like if you're a really popular content creator, especially people who do like lore videos, I feel like, or are a part of a fandom, they could benefit from that probably. But I don't imagine it being super popular. I don't like what I'm listening to right now. There we go. That's a little more comfortable. There are React groups making big bucks reacting to shows only. Art tutorials / critiques would be cool, but not that I have monies to watch them. Help, I poor. Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking of doing, though. Art tutorials and critiques. I was thinking of doing something like that, or doing like time lapses and just throwing them up on the Patreon or something. Maybe like little tutorials, little like infographics on like how I approach my method, and I don't know. I was thinking of doing stuff like that. And like I say my method, but like from project to project it's so different. So I don't I have so much content to give you because I have no actual method. So I just make it up different every time. Infinite content. Infinite money. All right, time to download. I think this should be fine. This should be good. Accept. Yes. Shoulder tutorials. Do you actually have trouble with drawing shoulders? All right, let's see if it works now. I uninstalled and reinstalled. It better work. Howdy, Daytime Gobos. Hello, Cryptid. Your second day of modship. What in the Sam Hecate is happening here? Hey, V Gamer, how's it going? I know it's a little early. Okay, it's a little too bright to be looking at your faces, but you know what? I'll bear it. I'll grit my teeth through it. Ty, hello, hello. Yo, it's like not working. What is going on? Setting up my online shop, it's going good. Nice, nice, nice. Online shop is kind of it's gonna be a little bit of a doozy. Setting up online stuff. It takes a little while to get everything going. From like the UI stuff to the style and theme that you want your shop to do. Dude, this is fucking horrible. This is horrible. I can't connect it. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to look at a new thing. Like look up a new option. iPad to PC screen mirroring. Yeah. Yep, it's just literally not even connecting at this point. It's not even connecting. Let's see, check for updates. No updates. Let's quit it one more time. And then we'll try it one more time. But yeah, this was supposed to be a work stream. This is supposed to be a work stream. If anything, maybe I can like, I don't know. How would I... Do I just point my phone camera at my iPad or something? How does it feel to be one of the best cryptid? Wait, there's still light outside. I know. It's a little too bright. By the way, no drink prediction, okay? I'm drinking coffee. Pay it out. IDK, maybe game instead? No, just chill. Oh my god, you guys have so little faith in me. Chill, it's been like 10 minutes. Evening, Jimbo. Hello, hobby. It's actually late afternoon, if we're being specific. Jimbo doesn't like the light. Confirmed not to be a moth. Do you think do moths look at the sun and be like, and do they think, wow. Like, do moths, why do moths not fly towards the sun? 17 minutes and counting? People have faith in you? A lot of people have faith in me. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people. I swear. Head person number 1 definitely has a lot of faith in me. Head person number 3 really believes in me. Almost 8 p.m. for me. The sun has gone down here. I got some faith. You put some points into faith. On some mods nocturnal though. I think aren't most mods nocturnal? Is it because we're a cult? Booyah. Bang on. Alright, trying this reflector thing one more time before I give up and then just actually end stream. Pathetically. You've broken your NPC script and rewrited it? What does that even mean? Okay, hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. Google says moths do not fly directly towards light sources. They spiral into light sources. Evolution has provided moths an instinct to fly at a fixed pair of angles. Okay, so why do moths not fly in a spiral toward the sun? Is what I'm trying to ask. Also, sun is big lamp. It is. No, play Marble Rivals? Okay, yeah, this is literally not working. I think it's from my iPad side. I'm gonna restart my iPad. Not now, Siri. I'm restarting my iPad. Oh, you know what it is? I updated my iPad recently. That could be why. Alright, shut down. So Jimbo, there's this thing called air and moths need it to fly. Okay, I'm saying why don't they... Oh my god. Reading comprehension. Listening comprehension is horrible today, huh? Your brains haven't turned on yet? You guys are nocturnal. You're moths. You're all moths. I just realized. I said, why don't they try? Like, why is it that they don't, like, attempt? Why don't they fly towards the sun? Because I don't think I've ever seen a flock of moths or whatever the group qualifier is for a moth, or like a quantifier for moths is, but a flock of moths in the stratosphere or something, you know, all trying to be the first to get to the sun. I mean, yeah, cryptid is a moth. Yeah, cryptid should know. Cryptid, what's the answer here? I'm you're really curious. I think the latest iPad update fucked up reflector. And that was like a couple days ago. If my iPad doesn't work, I'll actually just pivot and play games. I'm down. I'm kind of down. Hopefully this works though. Because if this doesn't, I need to find a new way to stream, which is scary to say the least. I don't like new things. A flock trust. Maybe they saw one try it and not make it and decided in the council it wasn't worth it. We need to ask some mods. I mean, they kind of do. They don't have the energy supplies or the wing structure to get very high though. Interesting. Oh wait, here we go. I think it's gonna work. That was extraordinarily fast. I think this should work. Jimbo finna crash out. Please, iPad, please. Wait, it's working. Give it a sec. It worked. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna restart the stream. We're gonna restart the stream. Okay. Places, everyone. Places. Places. What's up, guys? It's your boy Jimbo, and we're back at it again today with another art stream. Can I get an applause? I don't have my stream deck plugged in, so I can't do the fake applause, but you can imagine it. God, my stream is so scuffed. I need to get this shit together. I can't live like this. Captain Cringe. Oh yeah. That's me. I bet he's drinking coffee, guys. Well, you'd be wrong. Because I'm actually drinking water. Is what I would say if I wasn't drinking coffee. Okay, so now that we've expedited the intro, we can actually do art now, right? I can continue on to my no mic stream. I've made some progress on this demoness lady named Lilith. In a Magic the Gathering art style. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I really like the way the face came out. This eye, it's got some nice little details in it too. It's turning out. It's turning out. How's y'all's D&D going? That's true. I should run a check. I need to do like a little benchmark check for y'all for the D&D OC prompt. Also, I need to put up when it's due. That would be helpful. On the 22nd, I'll put that up. This is going to be a very chill stream, okay? It's going to be a very chill stream. Damn, I haven't put up the due date since September? That's crazy. 2/22 at, we'll do 8 p.m. PT. All right. There we go. Oh, hell no. What's up, Jim boys? It's me, Jimbo. Got another stream for you today. What's up, guys? Jimbo here. Back with another Elden Ring analysis video. Today we've got Godwin on the docket. Docket? Docket's not something that Zoomers say. I need a line art. I don't want to. Don't line art then. Just paint. 8 p.m. pizza time. Hello. Oh yeah, pizza time. PZT. I did design a little druid to justify purchase of a knitting pattern. What? Wait, you have to buy knitting patterns? What does that entail? What does that mean? Does the time matter if we never commit to it? I mean, I guess not, but why would you not commit to it? If you already said, if you want to, like, look, it's a thing that you already don't need to do. So the fact that you want to commit to something you signed up for that's voluntary is crazy. That's like saying, I'm going to volunteer for a shelter and because I want to do it. And then going, but I'm not going to commit to it because I want to do it? Huh? Does that make any sense to you? Commit to the bit. We made the who made the decapitated Jimbo head? That was Otto. Both of the little moving GIFs on my screen are made by Otto, who's just an amazing animator and just amazing illustrator, and just yeah, he's just great. Also, I think he's like a murderer. I think Otto is like a fucking serial killer. But I don't want to say anything. I don't want to be the first to say it. He's the guy in the Discord group that I think is the most likely to be an actual axe murderer. Not even joking, dude. He just gives off a vibe, you know? But I trust him so much. Which is like his whole deal. Also, I meant you always push back dates, Jimbo. No, I won't. I push back dates. I used to push back dates because of work and being tired and not streaming, but like that's not gonna happen anymore. So you guys better get used to me not pushing back dates, okay? Don't count on it. Don't count on it. Unless something really crazy comes up, I'm probably not gonna cancel the stream now. I think he gets the soul in his animations from formerly living people. I think so too. I think that's how he just puts them in a little tiny bottle. Puts them in a little tiny bottle, and when he really needs it, he just like uncorks and just sniffs the soul bottle. And then he just like cranks out something crazy like this, even though he's never done 3D in like 2 hours. Man's crazy. Diabolical. Jimbo says, and next date, I bet he pushes it back. Sometimes I also push it back for you guys. I'm not even joking. Sometimes I do it because I'm like, oh, you guys don't have enough time. Anyways, you're not getting that anymore. Thanks. You can thank Pichu for that. Thanks, Pichu. You can thank Pichu for that. Let's go. Actually, I'm going to bump up the date. I'm so excited to see your guys' OCs that I want to bump up the date. I've got so many prompts for you. We're gonna be doing a lot. We're gonna be really ramping things up. We're gonna no longer have 2 week prompts. You know, Pichu's really inspired me here. Honestly, lit a fire under me. And now we're gonna bump up the D&D OC to this Saturday, which is in 3 days. It's really inspiring because now I know that you guys will work just that much harder. You know, I gotta run this like corporate, right? I gotta run this like corporate, like the way that I've learned from my many years in corporate. You know, I'm gonna start a little Gobbo studio of my own, just churning out little pieces of art, and I'm just gonna keep shortening the due dates until it's like 2 hours. You're gonna be perfect. My perfect little art minions. Pieces looking good, Jimbo. Thank you, Samin. Damn, I missed 30 minutes. You didn't miss a lot. Honestly, you came in at the right time. He says, but probably will still be late to his own streams. Pichu, I haven't sent the Valo book yet. I can totally just give you a refund on the shipping. I'll give you a refund. I'll give you a refund on the shipping, okay? Jimbo's becoming Blizzard? Nah, that was rude to say. Hater Jimbo. No, I'm still gonna send it. Guys, I'm just fucking around. I'm just joshing you. I'm just ribbing you. Pichu is that one student who tells the teacher that there was homework due today. Yeah, but didn't do it. Teacher, you said that was due yesterday. Yeah, you know, I was trying to give everybody a little bit of time, but you know what? Like, you can turn it in right now if you want to. I didn't do it. I haven't started. I didn't even put my name on the paper yet. Do you know where you are? I make games for you, and this is how you treat me. I appreciate the games you've made. I do. Joke's on you, I don't even know what air is. Neither do the moths, apparently. And they get 100% credit for being honest? No, they don't. Honesty will get you nowhere in life. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Hey, hello AJ, how's it going? Dude, this was supposed to be a fucking work stream, okay? Leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone. Sorry, heck. What is stream if the gobbles aren't poking you and yapping? It's yap time. Yappy time. Raising heck? Yeah, raising heck. Can't you see I'm trying to raise heck here? Okay, what do I need to get done? How's the sound, by the way? You guys never tell me if the sound's bad, so I'm always just inclined to ask. I'm like, can you hear the music today? Working to annoy Jimbo. The term work stream feels like rather a contradictory phrase. It is for me, not for most people. Most people can juggle their work and stream at the same time, but for me, it's a bit of a... It's a little bit of a... yes, a little bit of a contradiction. Also, I could be working on my prompt right now. You wouldn't know, Jimbo. You know, people that are actually working on their prompt don't say they're working on their prompt. Is what I've realized from all my years of doing this. I'm working on my prompt right now! See, you wouldn't say that you could be working on your prompt if you were. Because if you were working on your prompt, you just say simply, I'm working on my prompt right now, Jimbo. Ha! In your face, but you're not. And that's how I can tell. Music is 1 to 2 decibels too loud compared to your voice? Wow. 1 to 2 decibels. Let me dial back the music 2 decibels. I think that's good. Yeah, but I could be... tears and eyes. There. You'll do your work eventually. You'll do your work eventually. Yeah. I believe it. Sorry, no, I just had something in my nose. You can so tell I was a schoolyard bully when I was a kid. I was not the person to be bullied. I am so sorry to everyone I've ever hurt. Including chat. See, this is why I never stream during the day. I'm too much of a... what the fuck happened to my reflector, dude? It died again. This will not do. This will simply not do. Hello, Destiny. How's it going? I have a question for you, Jimbo. Yes, AJ. What is your question? I have a question too, actually. Why is my reflector not working properly? Does anybody have an answer for that? Does anybody use this app other than I do? Other than me? Am I the only one that's single-handedly paying this company for their third-party service? Yeah, we are the Ernies getting you back. Is that how you say that word, by the way? Why did you do that to Devin on the playground, Jimbo? How do you know about Devin? Have you tried turning it on, off and on? I did. I did do that. Chat saw me do it. Chat rather heard me do it. You're streaming during a time I'm around. Is this normal for you? This is not normal for me. This is very unnormal. Actually, everything about this stream has been unnormal so far. Like my app is crashing that I'm trying to use to stream art. It's like it's telling me I shouldn't stream during the day. Or maybe it's telling me that I should game. Yeah, that's how it said. Okay, good. I don't know what it is. Can you tell me what it is? What is an Ernie's? When will my reflector show the damn art I'm working on. Um, I was working on the prompt, and I was wondering if you could check on my line work. Let's see. You know, perhaps I could do. You know, that's a thing. I could do a short crit stream today, if anything. Would you guys like that? See, for those of you that already started on the prompt, this will be very, very good. Valo? No, I haven't played Valo in like 2 weeks. His aura is off because it's during the day. No. The sun is starting to set. The dark is coming in. I'm starting to wake up. My brain is beginning to fire its neurons. As in, all of the neurons were laid off. And I'm now brainless. Super proud of them. Yes, yes, please. I need so much help with anatomy. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's do it. Wow, the 2 people that have started their prompt will now reap the benefits of doing so because my reflector crashed. See that? See how that works? Preparation. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give up on the reflector for now. I'm gonna figure that out later. But for some reason, it's really not working. That's so weird. It was just working yesterday too. Oh well. Boot up. All right. Let me open up the crit crypt then. Let me open up the crit crypt. Where are you, crit crypt? There you are. All right. So those of you that want to get your stuff critted, it doesn't have to do with the prompt, but I'm probably going to prioritize the prompt pieces first, or prompt related stuff first, and then I will go and tackle the other ones. All right. Here you go. Crit crypt is open. I'll put that to the top of the training grounds. Someone send something in, and I'll go ahead and start critting from the top down. You know, like the horrible, vengeful goddesses that push mortals over in Greek myth. Oh, sorry, punish mortals over in Greek myth. The girlies in Hades. Oh, that's where I've seen that word before. Yes. Weren't you gonna swap to your Cintiq? I do have it set up, but I don't want to go through the hassle of like messing with the windows and stuff like that right now because it's on a separate. Technically, it's on a separate screen. I don't know how that's gonna go over, but maybe we'll. You know what? Maybe I'll just use the stream to test that out. Yeah, we'll use the stream to test that out. Okay, AJ, I see what you got. Can you give me like a little bit of what you want to be critted here, just so that I know what to help with? Checking on your line work, you said. Okay, we can check on your line work. I'm gonna start immediately, just so that I know that there's gonna be more rolling in, and you know I see like more people typing, so I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna open this in another browser as well, just so that we can see it better. Okay, so this is your D&D prompt, right? And so the D&D prompt is a character prompt. And what I'm seeing more here, I'm seeing more of a building, right? Some sort of a tower even. And maybe the slight subtle hinting of a figure in the middle. If this is your character right here, I want to see more of your character than the surrounding. I like the fact that you're already adding like or thinking about an environment for you know a possible context of for your character. But let's focus on the character first. That's not to do with your line work. That's just a general note. I would say like focus more on the character than the environment. Okay. Just for this particular prompt. We might do something else with the stuff that we make later on. As in we might do a prompt that that is a sequel to this prompt where you could do something that includes a context for your character, but not right now. Let's just like figure out the character design for now. As for your line work, I I do think that you can use a little bit more line confidence. And what line confidence is trying to draw your lines as confidently as possible, i.e., line confidence. And right here, I'm seeing that you're not super confident in your lines. We have these lines that are like hair lines. That's what kind of these always look like to me. And they're basically smaller lines that are trying to describe a bigger motion or a bigger line. Try to do less of these and try to be as descriptive as you can in one line. You don't have to do that entire line with one stroke. For example, like maybe a line is really hard for you to draw in one line or one stroke, but you can continue that same line with another stroke. I wish I could demonstrate what I'm talking about right now, but you're just gonna have to use your imagination because my app is not working. But that's basically what I have to say about your lines is you should learn how to be a little bit more confident with your lines. There are line confidence training tutorials out there where you just draw like a bunch of circles in one stroke, and then you start drawing lines like thicker to thinner, all in one, like kind of like one after the other in like a series. And you just do that for the entire page or the entire like file, since you're working on Procreate. And even doing that like as a warm-up before you do art will really help with your line confidence when you're trying to do line art. Also, another thing is the type of brush that you're using. Unless you already have really good line confidence, it's gonna make your piece look really messy. And the reason why is because it's very grainy. It's got a lot of texture to it. So if you use this kind of a brush, and you don't have a good grasp of how to use a line weight yet, it will get really messy, simply because of its nature. You might want to use something more like especially when you're learning how to use lines, something that's a little bit more defined, maybe a little cleaner, so that you can actually see what a clean line looks like and how a clean line should feel like. It also makes it a lot easier to do what I said earlier, which is to pick up on another stroke, because you can see exactly where it's going wrong, and then you can undo and then try to pick up on that stroke again to make a cleaner, more cohesive line. Again, I wish I could show you what I mean, but you're gonna have to use your imagination for now. Maybe I can dig up some resources as well later on to show you like line confidence exercises so that your line work can improve. But yeah, that's basically all I gotta say about your piece in terms of line work. This is also another one right here, but I think this is like the same thing almost. Am I mistaken? It's just like this. It's the same thing but with less lines, right? I'm working the line work and composition for the building. Okay, yeah. What the fuck, a Jimbo stream before I'm asleep? Yeah. I was trying to change things around here, Lily. I was trying to make a change, try something new, but Reflector didn't want to fucking work today. I guess I don't know, maybe it's before Reflector's shift. I'll work on that. Okay, we'll look into that. Nice. But yeah, Lily, that's what I was trying to do today. AJ, thank you for sharing, and that was your crit for Crit Crypt. We have another 2 here. By the way, this stream was never meant to be very long. It was just going to be a test stream for like an hour or 2. So I might end at around 5:36, 5:30 or 6, not 5:36 exactly, because that's really a neurotic number like to focus on. Do not speak to Reflector before she had her coffee. I made a big mistake today. All right. Here's another one from Pichu. We're getting more too. We got Owl Solar and Ronick crit this. Get Ronick for like 2 hours. What the fuck? So funny. Lamau. Hilarious. Okay, this one's Pichu's. And Pichu says, "This is my progami? Origami? I don't know what a progami is. Is that what it is? Progami? I want to change the arms to be holding one to be one holding the book and the other facing forward spellcasting. IDK if that makes sense. I've been trying to work on my limb anatomy, but I still find it hard. I also got to line art this. I'll figure out that later. I'll figure that out later. I started working on this style of character sheet, but IDK how good it is. I feel like it fits my personality. Sorry for my messy sketch, but it's what I have for now. I feel like I'm being hard on myself, but I'd rather be safe than sorry for excessive questions. I still got to add feet too. Anyways, this is very elegant, usually inspired. Let's see, lots of jellyfish and tentacle inspiration. Because my character is a fathomless warlock tiefling, I've been trying to be more intentional with my design, but considering how I started, I feel like I have gotten quite far. Smile. Also, poo poo pee pee. I think that's all my questions. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to see what you mean by the arms. Okay, so one of them's holding a book. Oh man, I so wish I had my iPad right now. Oh, that would have been so helpful. Prigami is the character's name. Oh, okay, got it. Because got it. I was like, that's one letter off from origami, and the O is right next to the P. So I don't know why. I see what you're trying to say with like the arm coming out and casting a spell. I think rather than limb anatomy, here's something that I've always been taught. The arms should be one of the last things that you think about. Because the arms can more or less be in any pose as long as the rest of the body is balanced. Right now, the rest of your body is not very balanced. And maybe that's why it's making it so that your arms are not looking natural. Right now, it seems like the weight of your character is shifted to the the right leg here. Sorry, camera right, not her right, but camera right. Her left, basically. It looks like the weight is shifted to the left, but the leg on that side, it doesn't seem like it's the weight-bearing leg. It seems like the weight-bearing leg is actually on the left. So the pose itself is already flawed before the arms are even there. The arms, if you're casting a spell, I think it should be a little bit foreshortened. This arm is like the entire length of an arm. It's going directly parallel to the camera's lens. Does that make sense? So like, if you try to do this pose in real life, and I'm always going to tell you to do this if you're doing a human character, or even sometimes an animal character, like try to act out the pose, okay? You don't have to go awoo, if you're doing you don't have to go that far, but like just make sure your bones work like this, right? Like try to get yourself in this pose, right? And like try to put your arm all the way over there. It's so uncomfortable. Like try to get your arm completely parallel to the screen of your monitor as you're watching my stream. And like it hurts. Kind of hurts, right? Even if it doesn't hurt you, it's very unnatural. And not unnatural in a way where it's like you're forcing yourself to forcibly create this magic spell. No, it doesn't even feel like you're projecting outwards from your inner self. Like it's very awkward. So make it come out a little bit more. I know foreshortening is hard, but that's what these assignments are for, right? That's what these prompts are for. They're not for creating immaculate pieces of art. Even though some people might use them to do so, but I think one big thing is to learn how to get to that level of creating an immaculate piece of art. Um, is by learning through these prompts, right? So just use this as a way to learn how to foreshorten an arm, so that you can be casting forward instead of, or at least slightly forward. Not, you don't have to do, straight perpendicular to the lens. That would also be very strange. That's also another big flaw, like mistake that people make when they're just starting to learn foreshortening, is they do the most foreshortened thing possible, which is not most of the, and most of the time that's not how foreshortening is applied anyway. You want to do it in a way that things are reading, so you want to layer the parts of the arm, right? Instead of doing just like a straight cylinder forward towards the camera, which does nothing for anyone. Draw over it with a mouse, noob. I'm lazy. Is that reason enough, Lily? I hate autocorrect, but that was meant to be Ursula. I see. Okay, Jimbo, I will start barking. No. Pose like a squid. Become a squid. Do a kickflip. But yeah, like the other hand holding the book. You mean for it to be like more tucked closer to the chest of the character, right? Not like open as if the character is reading it, because that's what it looks like to me. It's more like the way you would maybe carry a heavy school book, right? I feel like that's more of the intention here. I would say in that case, you could literally grab like something like, if you don't have a school book, you could just like grab a pillow or something and just try to hold it this way and see. Like, don't imagine, don't try to imagine that. Just get a reference for that, right? Grab a book, grab any kind of a similarly shaped item, and just look at the way that your arm curls around it. It's not going to be an easy task, but you will learn a lot just by trying to portray that. What else did you ask about? You asked about some other stuff too. Feel like it fits your personality. Sorry for a messy sketch. That's what a sketch is, so that's okay. Feel like I'm being hard on myself. It's good to be hard on yourself, by the way. Just don't be hard on yourself to a point where you are like talking yourself into depression. That's not good for anybody. But like, it's good to be hard on yourself, but be positive about your growth. This is very elegant. Ursula, villain in the villain in Little Mermaid inspired. I see. Also, jellyfish and tentacle inspo. That's pretty cool. And this is meant to be a tiefling, right? Meant to be a tiefling. So there are the horns there. Since you're still in sketch phase, it's hard to tell what some of these lines mean at the moment. I can see what the intention is, but intention is not enough for me to crit on, I need a little bit more if I was going to crit more. But so far, you were asking about the arms, and that's what I can tell you about the arms, is just try to, you know what? Fuck it. I'll open up Photoshop. Fine, I'll do it. I hate drawing with a mouse, by the way. Hell yeah, mouse time. Man, I gotta download this. Okay, opening it. Whoa. Wait, what the? Why is it so warped? Fit to screen? There we go. That's way better. That was crazy. God, seeing Photoshop on my stream is so weird. This is so strange. Couldn't you just copy paste it instead of downloading it? Nah. I'd rather do this. Okay. Mouse time. Let's go, mouse art. Get this iPad out of my face. I'm not even using it. All right. How should we approach this? Let me get the right brush. Where's the fucking brushes? There we go. We'll just do hard round. Oh god, this is gonna be horrible, isn't it? I can already feel it. Thank you, Jimbo. Much appreciated. Yeah. Okay, first of all, you also have to like figure out certain things, right? We were talking about body first. Let's deal with the body first. Right now, your weight-bearing leg is this one. Can anybody tell me why it's that one? Why is it? Is it the flow that's 9? That's why. There we go. All right. So this right here, this leg, this hip area, is the load-bearing leg. You always should have one load-bearing leg, if you want your character to look dynamic. Okay, especially in a character portrait like this. I got no clue and I drew it. Okay, the reason why this is a load-bearing leg is because the hip is higher. So this hip is higher than this hip, right? So if you walk, right, or if you just stand right now and you like relax a little bit, don't be super stiff. When you're at a natural stance, the load-bearing leg, which is like the weight that's or the leg that's like taking the majority of your weight, that leg will be a little bit higher because it's basically creating the structure for the rest of your body to lean on. Okay, so that's why right now this is your load-bearing leg. The one that's not load-bearing is the lower one. But right now, all your weight is shifted to the right because the center of your head is what dictates that. Fucking hate mouse. I don't know why I did this. Why am I doing this? I was supposed to do art and now I'm critting. Usually this line is what I've been taught is like the center of the head or the center of the chin. Okay, like where the chin is, you drop a plumb line all the way down, and that's where the middle of your weight is. Okay, so right now the weight is mostly toward your right side, but it's not making a lot of sense with the lines of the hips. So that's okay. It's not a completely bad thing because there are instances where the hips can still look like this in this stance, but it's just something for you to know, okay, and to note. From here, I'm gonna start showing you what I would do in this situation with this pose, okay? So right now, you whether or not you did this intentionally, you actually have something good going. You have contrapposto. Can anybody tell me what contrapposto is? Use a Cintiq lol. Motherfucker, I just told you. I just told you. It's unnatural for me right now. This Cintiq is 24 inches big. There's no way for me to actually stream with it right now, okay? It's not optimal. Crit is still art. Is it because that hip is pushed up? Yes, that hip is pushed up. Hip is pushed up, so it is providing more support. And the hip that is pushed down, it means that there's nothing keeping it rigid. Which means like the knee's not locked in. There's like a lot of like biomechanical things that are happening. Contrapposta is blah blah blah, hips and shoulders opposite, blah blah. Yeah, there you go. So you have opposite shoulders and opposite hips. And regardless of what I said earlier, right? If a pose works, it works. So what I said about all the stuff I said earlier about the load-bearing leg and stuff like that, you can make that stuff work, right? If the rest of the pose looks okay. Okay? So this is one of those cases where I'm going to be like, you know what? Let's fuck it. Let's just like break the rules, okay? So you have contrapposto, okay, which I like. Now, let's figure out the rest of the body. You have your head here. Your jawline is around here, right? So something that's interesting is I see lips and nose here, but the chin is all the way back here. Okay? Now, no judgment to people who have no chins, but this does not look, it doesn't look natural to me. Okay, if the face is on that side, right, the chin should be somewhere right here. Excuse the mouse, by the way, once again. Also, this erase is horrible. Let's go back to hard round eraser. Flow 100. Y'all like this? Is this what you want? Is this the content you were here for today? It's gotta be more optimal than a mouse. It's okay. I want to suffer, okay? I want to suffer. This is my Elden Ring Night Rain. I love crit streams. Maybe I should open up a Patreon. I could do these all day. I actually really enjoy critting. I know I've said that on multiple occasions as well. It's gotta be more optimal than the mouse. I love crit streams. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff. One of those lines probably makes sense. Yeah. So it's weird, right? Because like from here, I'm seeing like all the signs that this should be a front-facing face. I'm seeing both of, or mostly front-facing face. I'm seeing like both of these like ear cups or ears, and then these horns aren't as like turned as they need to be. It almost as if it's like a not even a quarter, 3/4 turn. It's like a 1/4 turn face, right? Like something like this, and then the face is not here, but here. Yeah, like that. That's what I'm seeing. And you know what? I like this better, too. Because, you know why? Can anybody tell me why? Can anybody tell me why this face here, when it's faced more directly toward us, is better than, say, if it's turned the other way, like this? Those are horns that come out of the side of the head. I didn't draw ears. Okay, sorry. I can't tell because it's a sketch. I see Jimbo has gone full teacher in my absence. For now. Just for today. Just for today. It's because you heard me. Answer, it's more engaging. It's more engaging, more dynamic when the body's turned a different way. Exactly. That's the answer I was looking for. It's more dynamic when the body's turned a different way because the body is turned toward this way. And now the face is turned slightly downward toward us. So now you have like different angles that you can appreciate this figure from. Not just from a static angle where the face is facing the same direction as the body. Does that make sense? That's, believe it or not, that's another part of contrapposto, is you're contrasting different parts of the pose, which is contrapposto. That one substitute teacher that's better than your homeroom teacher. You guys ever have those? You have like one substitute teacher that's like, oh wow, they're super cool. I wish I had that teacher instead. He's practicing for the tier 2 Patreon. That's exactly what this is. This is just a test stream for Patreon streams. That was me. I was the cool sub. Yeah, likely story. Anyways, from here, it's time to start to think about the spine, okay? So I usually work my way down like this, okay? Let's just draw like a rudimentary neck, okay? Because the neck doesn't, it matters, but all you have to do is really get it in the right, like, it's an okay direction. It doesn't have to be like precise, because you can always change the neck to fit what the body is later. It just really depends on how you want to situate the head on top of the body. Right here, I'm using a marker. The reason why I did this, and why this really helps to look at what this whole neck is doing, is because this is the sternocleidomastoid muscle, right? You don't have to remember that, but this muscle here basically indicates where the neck is turned. So right now it's turned away from the middle of the body, but to this character's left side, right? So this line is connecting to the collarbone. And the collarbone, or that rather the middle of the collarbone, the middlemost area of the collarbone. And this indicates to us that all the more that this head is looking toward us. So it's all just like giving your viewer more and more subtle hints as to what this body is doing. And you're telling a story of how this body is coming together to show you a certain pose. That's basically what this is. I better eat with this piece because Jimbo's putting in work for mine. Look, this is what you could have on the tier 2 Patreon. Okay, so we're gonna do body first, right? We're putting in body first, but so I am just using some fundamental anatomy knowledge here, but I'm gonna say that the shoulders are about there. Okay, this is the middle, the chest line. Patreon link when? I'll set it up after this. Not. It's probably gonna happen like in another week or so, if anything. This right here, don't worry about me drawing these right now perfectly. It's just because I'm a perfect being. But, you know, one day you'll be perfect too. Don't worry about it. The reason why I'm drawing these lines, I need to explain everything, don't I? Fuck. I'm a horrible teacher. I'm just imagining the egg underneath, right? And the reason why I'm able to draw all the other stuff on top is because I am already, in my mind, overlaying certain muscle groups on top without having to draw the underdrawing. This egg is something I already see before I put those lines down. So once I put those lines down, it's already considering the middle line of this body, the ribs and where they end, right? And then how short it stops before the spine comes back in by itself. And then from here, this is where your hips are going to be, right? I should draw with mouse more often, actually. It makes me have to use less lines. So, anybody want to tell me why the middle line of the hips is facing toward us this way? Chai Raza, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Perfect being, Lamau, you're welcome. It's taking me too long to be perfect. Please help. It'll take like another 2 eons. But you'll get there. It's not that long when you think about it. Because it's facing the load-bearing leg. Because the face is looking at us, I guess. The reason why I did it like this, and you don't have to do it like this, is merely because it's more dynamic. Like, you don't have to do it like this. The hips could literally be facing any angle at this point. But the reason why it's doing this is because it's more dynamic. And I think that this also allows us to go along better with the legs that were already there. It's more dynamic because this chest is facing camera left. So I want these hips to be facing somewhat toward us, but to the right, because the face is already facing us somewhat toward us, but to the left. So you're really just playing with, you're kind of like just like creating a spiral, like a spiral tower almost. Well, a floating, twirling Jimbo head. Hello, Anime Jane. That's really all it is. You can put the hips anywhere else as well. From here, that's where you got your legs. I gotta erase this part a little bit. Mouse drawing is so fun. It's all I ever wanted. And again, I'm just drawing these legs based on my perfect understanding of the human body. Don't worry, you'll get there. But see, now at that point, we don't really need the rest of this. Like, this is already, like, this is yada yada yada. This is all just like muscle memory. Okay. So you see why, like, this is more important first, and then from here, oh no, my fucking Photoshop just crashed. You're fucking kidding me, dude. You're fucking, dude, my stream is horrible. If you sign up for T2 Patreon today, you can force Jimbo to draw with a mouse every day. I fucking hate this, guys. Hopefully I can save it. Oh yeah, I can save it. I'll pull it back up. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's my computer just dying. It's taking a shit. I'm closing Photoshop real quick. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Expected from Photoshop though, lol. Dark Souls text, Photoshop crashed. I should put that up. That should be, I should put that on Stream Deck. My Photoshop would lag so much when flipping, but I fixed it recently by lowering the allocated RAM. What? That's counterintuitive. What the fuck? Sip, thank you. By the way, guys, I'm ending in like 15 minutes, maybe a little longer. Oh my god, Photoshop, you're so loud. Why are you so big? What the hell, man? What? There. Hi, Mr. Jimbo. Hello. Hi, Tay-Tay. How's it going? I'm doing a crit with a mouse today. I'm gonna switch to another color now. What color do you guys want for the arms? What color y'all want for the arms? Blue? With a mouse? Yeah. This is my new stream segment. Yeah, I meant to do this. This is my new stream segment, Crit with a Mouse, TM. It's gonna be redeemed next stream. Blue? Blue? You want to torture yourself? Yeah, I'm currently torturing myself. This is my Elden Ring Night Rain. This is how I'm gonna cope with not having a Souls game to play until the next Souls game comes out. Okay. I've chosen blue. And let's do the arm coming out at us first. How about that? Right now what you have is this. You have this. And I like the hand here, actually. I like the way that you did the hand. It's studied, for sure. It's something that you definitely referenced that hand. And I like that you referenced that hand. But sadly, I don't think this pose... I mean, the way that I'm doing it, it's kind of good, but like... But you know why? You know what the difference is between my hand and your hand? I love doing these crits, by the way. It's so funny. Anything that I say, by the way, just don't take it seriously. I just have to I just have to like preface, because like, especially for the new people coming in, I must sound like such an asshole when I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I just do it like this because, you know, I just do it because I'm perfect. No, I'm being facetious, okay? It took years for me to learn how to do this with a mouse. Even though I don't really usually do this with a mouse. Jimbo just uses these crits to inflate his ego. I really do. You know anatomy and I don't. No, it's because the reason why mine looks better, or mine looks like passable at least, is that it's already subtly foreshortened somewhat, right? Like this arm is really short. If you actually look at it, if you actually pull, like if I put this arm down, it's actually hella short. Yeah. It's actually hella short. Like, it's shortened already. It's already a shortened arm. And it's already telling me through using this shoulder, like this little part right here, and the way that the bumps are going. It's so hard to describe, but like the bumps, the movements on this arm, they're stacked tighter, which means that the changes in this line are indicating that this arm is already foreshortening. And it's like little things like that that actually help with subtly foreshortening the arm. And that's why I was saying earlier, when people first learn how to foreshorten things, they try to foreshorten as much as possible. Like, oh, like the deltoid's right here, and then you've got like the upper arm here, and then you've got like another like forearm like going like this, and then like the hand is doing this, and then you got like the fucking fingers doing this, trying to grab the person that's looking at it. Like, you know, it's like, okay, I did it really nice, but like you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying though, right? This does not look as good as something like, say, as like more subtly foreshortened, like where the deltoid is here. Maybe you place it a little bit, you shift it so that even though the arm is coming out at you, it's done in a way where you can appreciate all the forms. Drawing with a mouse, dude. This is how I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be the mouse artist. Why does this hand look... This hand looks horrible, by the way. Don't look at this hand. It's just so hard to draw with something so... It's like a big... I don't want to change the brush size either, because... But you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. Jimbo is really throwing skill issues at us. Jimbo will tier 5 Patreon crap me perfection. If you sacrifice your firstborn. Yes. Jimbo mouse art print when? Okay, so that's the front arm. Okay, so you can do it like this. You can also do it something like this. All right, so I can literally like replace this arm if I want to. Just cut this out. Paste it back in. Cut this out. Paste it back in. Turn off the quote-unquote bad one. You can use this too. You see what I'm saying? Ah. Now do you see what I'm saying by like the arms don't really matter as long as the rest of the body is balanced? Hey yo, is this a crit? This is a crit / educational seminar that you're getting for free. Pretty smart. Yeah, so you can do a lot of cool shit. Like, as long as your pose is good, like I can make this person hold a spear or a sword or anything. This actually kind of looks like a magic pose, right? From Marvel Rivals. Like, if I wanted to, I can like do oh, why is it not undoing? There we go. Like a sword could be all the way back here, right? Let's just say. And then you have like a... Why am I doing this actually? You know what? This is... I'm getting really off topic. Now I'm really being self-indulgent. I can't do this on the... I gotta... I'm training for a Patreon, okay? I can't do this. I can't be frivolous. Maybe we can even put this one on. Oh yeah. Wait, maybe we can do this. Again! Again! Let's do the other arm. Okay, so I'm not even going to put the book there. I'm just going to try to imagine the book being there. And I'm going to look at... I'm literally going to do the pose myself right now. Okay, so what I'm noticing when I'm looking at this is that I'm creating more of like a... almost like a little rectangle void between my chest, like my pectoral muscle, the upper arm, lower arm, and my hand. So I'm creating almost like a little box when I'm pretending to hold a book close to my chest. And how it's going to manifest is this is the chest, like this is the pectoral muscle, right? And then I'm going to have one arm that's going to go out this way. I'm going to have the forearm that goes almost like perpendicular to this. Sorry, parallel to this, to the pectoral muscle, right? And then the arm kind of goes back inwards, or the hand rather, goes back inwards to hold the book. So this actually kind of saves you a little bit of it saves you a little bit of having to draw the hand, at least. Maybe not actually. You might have to draw the hand anyway. Let's just see how it goes. I think you have to draw the hand like this. Yeah, I think that's about right. So that's how I would do it. So I merely just observed, I was just like, okay, cool. It's creating a little box for me, so I'm going to draw a little box. And the way that I'm thinking about this box is... Sorry, give me a second. Wait, what the hell happened to my cursor? Where's my cursor? Hello? Oh, this is a fucking selecting tool, no wonder. There we go. Okay, so to recap, what I did here was I saw that my chest was creating a somewhat rectangular space for that book to sit in. So I thought of these as 4 sides, okay? Pectoral muscle, arm, hand. Okay, the hand, though, is only going in a little bit because I only have so much hand. My hand is not as long as my forearm or my upper arm or my pectoral muscle, okay? So my hand only goes in a little bit, but you can't really see that part because it's wrapping around the book, okay? So that's what's happening here. As long as I have these 3 sides that are housing the book, I'll be okay. And here is when I put in the book. Book is going to be yellow. Actually, no, book's going to be green. And here you just draw this. Right? You could do it this way. You could, this looks the most natural to me, but I'm sure you can find other more creative ways to put the book if you want to. Could be a bigger book, could be a longer book. Whatever. It could be like a baby if we want. Let's put a baby. You probably would not hold a baby this way, but or maybe a bag of flour. You could hold like a bag of flour or something, like a, you know, food, like rations. Something. You could put anything there. Point is, you create a space to house that item, right? And I never drew this pose before. I've never drawn this before. Maybe like on very niche occasions, but like I've never drawn this particular pose. All you have to do is look at your body, try to pose like that, look at the shape of what you're creating, and then translate that to the drawing. That's all I did. I've never paid attention to this dynamic. Jim Baby Yeet. What's the book about? I don't know. Jimbo's basically saying skill issue, but with many words. No, I'm saying that skill is not an issue if you have observational skills. Actually, wait, observational skill issue is what I'm really trying to say. Like, most of drawing is just observation. Most of drawing is observation. But yeah, that's probably the way I would do it. Use yourself as ref. Yeah. Okay, I think that's enough for that. That's enough for that particular one. There's another two that are also coming up right now. Thanks, Jimbo. Yeah, you're welcome. I can also save this off as a JPEG if it's helpful. I should probably finish off this pose though, huh? The legs. I think this knee would be turned inward. Oh no, it fucking froze again. Why does my Photoshop do this? Oh, you know what? I think it's because it's Photoshop 2023. I think it's not updated. I think that's why. Okay. All right. Hang on. Technical difficulties. All right. But you see how like it still looks really uneven, right? Like unbalanced. It looks like the character is in motion, which is not a bad thing. But you just have to know that if you do shift a character's weight off of their load-bearing leg, they do not look balanced. Okay? It's not an end-all be-all. Let's take this line. I like this line, but I just don't like where it's placed. Okay, and then the ankles. By the way, you don't have to draw like ankles super mega big or anything like that. I see that as well in people that are learning anatomy. They like really want to indicate stuff, so they make it super huge. It just has to be like this, like a little change in form, in silhouette. That's it. You don't have to go crazy with it. I feel like this toe would be pointed for some reason, just because this leg is hyperextending to try to touch the floor. But what do I know? Okay, I'm gonna try to draw through my art block. Have fun with the crits for sure. Thank you. Good old Photoshop crashes when you need it to least. Yes. Okay. There's another two crits. I can probably do another 2 as well, but I can only do it. I can do it. I need to do it quicker. It's basically what I need to do. I have somewhere to be at 6. Let me open up this one as well. I'll save this off as a JPEG later. This one's gonna be Pichu's crit. Pichu. I'm gonna pull some of these other images in as well. I have a good idea of what I want my character to look like. Right now I'm trying to find a suitable pose/angle. Suitable pose/angle. Posing is very important to convey character. So let me open these up and we'll take a look at them. Wait, why can I not? I can't drag it. Why? Copy. Paste. Does that work? No, that's an arm. Copy image. Wait, here. Does that work? Does this work if I... There we go. Perfect. Okay, and the other one. And this one is from... So I got my Discord all fucked up. This one is from Owl Solar. So what kind of character is this? Can you give me some idea? Thanks, Jimbo. Much appreciated. You got it. Posing is easier when a character has a defined personality. A defined personality, but also just a general vibe. You know, like I'm not gonna draw a rogue who's really like, I don't know. It just really depends. Like based off of a character archetype, you can tell a lot already. Right? If it's like a paladin, they're not gonna be skulking around, you know? At least not on the character portrait. She got kicked out of the Templars for being too uncontrollable. Okay, so it's a person who came from Order, but was kicked out because they're chaotic, right? Okay, then I think the posing should be somewhat like they're confident and they stand upright, but they're a little bit... There's something off about their pose. I think what you have here isn't bad though. What you have here isn't bad. I think I can work with this. If it's just posing, then I can do a little bit of a... I can do some red lines. So I'm guessing that this person who came from the Templars, they're sad about it. Like they're in exile almost, right? Like they were banished from what they knew and something that they were probably proud of being. So for me, I feel like they would be somewhat sad or depressed, maybe longing for their life back. And to draw longing is almost like drawing someone who's a wanderer, right? Like they're staring off into the distance. When they look at you, they look through you. That kind of a thing. These are things that I think about when I start to draw a character. So let me imagine something like, I think this is actually good. This is a good framework. This is a good framework. Let me see if I can think about how this would work out. I like the slight turn toward us with the chest, so I'm gonna keep that. Like they're looking at something else, not at you. I kind of like that they're looking off into the distance, right? So maybe it's something like this. But they're also kind of more ashamed because they didn't meet the expectations of the order that they so valued or that they grew up with or whatever. So I wouldn't choose the head angle that you chose, which is like more heroic, right? So when someone looks up and out, it's hopeful, right? When you look up and out, you look towards something like this in the sky, that's hopeful. When you're like ashamed, depressed, I think something more like this works. Like you're longing for something, but you don't have what it takes to hold your head up high. And then the hair is just like kind of covering your face and you don't give a fuck because you're sad. You're in a music video, you know, you're in your own music video. I like that better. Oops. And then perhaps if we're doing that, then the chest can be here. Or better yet, for me, I like it that way. And right now, what you have is a sketch, right? You can always ignore what I say because I don't know how far you're into the process or how much time you have to like do another sketch or whatever. But this is all stuff that you can apply to your own sketch, so you don't have to completely change everything. But the things I'm talking about, the concepts I'm talking about, the idea of like making them feel a little bit more lore driven, you can apply that in many other ways. It doesn't have to just be in this particular way where I'm like, oh, you have to do this pose because of the way I justified it. No, that's not how this works. Like you can, for example, let me just turn this completely the fuck off. You can do something like, yeah, like, no, I want them to be looking up, you know? Like, it doesn't always have to be hopeful looking up. Like, I want them to be maybe looking... this is not exactly too high like I had it, but maybe it's more downwards like this. And they're kind of looking almost like down at a ravine or something. You know? And it could be sad this way. Maybe the sadness comes from their shoulders instead, where it's like a little slumped. And then instead of having one hand on the sword, maybe both hands are on the sword. You know, one of them's on like the pommel area, and the other one's like here. And it's almost like they're holding it for support. Because it's just too much to bear. The emotional burden of being kicked out of the Knights Templar. Somewhere right there instead. I love that this kind of offbeat music is starting to play. Perfectly timed as always. Something like this, you know? There's a sadness in this pose already. Like this with the shoulders being slumped. There's a certain resignation. is a good word. And yes, they can be wearing their armor and all that, but it's not gleaming because it's not facing the sun or any sort of light source. It's kind of there. And then the tatters, like the, what do you call it? The cloth down there. What is that called? The tabard. There you go. The tabard, or like the tassets. They're also kind of longingly blowing in the wind. And of course, we can't forget the sword. Sword cane. Like, there's something already very, you know? I think that's a good pose for someone who's, like, been exiled because they're too chaotic, or they have a certain inner darkness in them. It looks like they're wearing, like, an apron. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I kind of like this pose better than what I had before, too. But two ways of kind of going about the same thing, right? So that could work. Oh no, did my Photoshop crash again? Dude, this is hell. I'm gonna open it again. There we go. Does that help? There's also the other one that you submitted, but I think I would rather hold off because this is not as recognized, or not as realized as the other one. The other one, I feel like this is a pretty finished pose, and I just needed to show you like another way to think about the character. Lots to think about. Photoshop crash counter at like 4 or something. Yeah, just I'll update it to 2025 before the next stream, and hopefully I don't even have to use Photoshop on the next stream. By the way, Owl Solar, I appreciate the follow along from last stream. I remember this. This is what I drew on my Lilith piece. I remember this. This is like you're doing a study with me. That's cool. It's cool to look. It's cool to see. Cool to. It's proof. It's living proof that you did it. Okay, this is Owl. Is it crashing at specific moments? I haven't been paying full attention. I haven't recognized a pattern or anything. Next and last of our crits is going to be Mockbox. Okay. I don't have enough space. Let's just do it like this. All right. Mockbox, you here? I used Photoshop for work. The amount of times it's crashed on me already at work hurts me. Either that or I just get CSP at this point. Because I just hear CSP is amazing. I hear great things about CSP. I also hear that, I don't know. Do they have good adjustment layers though, like in Photoshop? The reason I lowered my allocated RAM is because I oftentimes have a lot of Chrome tabs open. Me too. So having so much RAM allocated to Photoshop caused issues because it was basically fighting with Chrome and whatever else I had open. Maybe that's why. I have a lot of tabs open right now because I was looking at references. I love CSP. So setting it lower fixed it for me. Maybe it'll work for you too since you're streaming, probably. I love the F out of CSP. I don't use adjustment layers though, so I can't vouch on that. I see. Yes, Get Clip Studio will not crash on you like Photoshop does, at least from my experience. I will look into it. I will look into it. Now that I have time. Okay. Mockbox time. Alright, what is it that you wanted crit on? I started out by making a color thumbnail and then blew it up and started adding detail. Just started adding detail to the character, but I haven't touched the background yet. I do plan on using gradient map at the end to make all the colors a little more cohesive. I think, as always, I'm having issues with lighting. I'm worried that I don't have enough green light from our hand, but I don't want the green to overtake the piece. Okay. This is something that I was actually already looking at when I was observing your piece from afar. I was watching, I was looking, I think it was in one of the team, it was in your team chat. And I was like, this is really good, but you need to desaturate. And I remember saying this, giving you this note before as well, but desaturate even more. Don't even think about the other stuff yet. Like, think about what colors you want most in this piece. Is it the green light or is it the red scarf? Because those cannot share a similar saturation space, or else it's going to look really tacky. Right? So let me even just... Okay, let me just pour ink all over your piece. But you see how, like, in black and white, it looks fine. Everything reads well. But the moment you take off the black and white, it's like, whoa. What happened, right? It's because of that saturation. Your values are fine. You could use a little bit more value work, but like overall, this layout is fine, right? I do. It does have layers replacement. Also, clip does have adjustment layers. If you're talking about stuff like multiply, darken, overlay, etc. I'm talking about like gradient maps. I'm talking about curves. I'm talking about stuff like that, like color balance, things like that, as separate layers. Damn, bro, snooping. Yeah, I've been snooping on this piece. But yeah, that's what I think needs to happen here. Is if we desaturate, right? And there's not really a good way for me to do this. A gradient map is a really good way to help this. But overall, I want you to start not relying on gradient maps. First of all, gradient maps it's not going to always help this problem. Because the reason why gradient maps are helping you is because it's desaturating certain colors for you while saturating or retaining the saturation of other colors based off of what gradient map you're using. For example, if you use a gradient map that's going to be a little more purple, right? It might put some blues into your scarf. And those blues might also help to make your greens more bluish, right, from the purple. But it'll also desaturate and not make your colors as vibrant as if you just applied or just painted it, right? The reason why that's happening is because you're pulling all of the colors. You're applying a overall layer like color to all your colors, which pulls everything into more or less closer to one side of the color pie, right? Whereas right now you're cohabitating like this really saturated green and this really saturated red. I think that's really the issue. All you got to do is think about it like this. Characters with certain colors on them, they don't need to be that color all the time. They don't need to be that color all the time. Think about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay? Think about JoJo characters. JoJo characters read as JoJo characters as those characters, even if they're colored differently from scene to scene. And you know how crazy colors can be in JoJo. The reason why that works is because they are keeping things the same like saturation in certain areas, and allowing other areas to be less saturated so that certain things can be highlighted and certain things can be not highlighted. And you don't want to highlight two complementary colors at the same time. I know that like a lot of people they'll say, oh, complementary colors work with one another. Yes and no. If you have two complementary colors that are the same saturation and you put them together, they will not work very well in a painting. You have to desaturate one or the other. For example, when you're painting a sunset, there will be blues in that sunset, but they're not going to be they're not going to be this kind of blue. Let me show you what I'm talking about. They're not going to be like this. This is not the blue that we're talking about when we say there's blues in a sunset, right? Or like when we say that there's like oranges will not show up as purely this in a big splotch next to a blue. This rarely happens. What we mean by oranges and blues are variations of saturation and luminosity of each of these colors. So when we say like, oh, there are blues and like, look at those blues and those like oranges, we really mean like shit like this, right? Like this saturation next to like shit like this. And then that blue is actually really diluted. Like maybe we go back to here and then we like make it a grayish blue. That's almost a purple, but we call it a blue because we don't have the words to describe this particular bluish purple. And in context, it looks bluish. Maybe we take some of this blue again, and then like, instead of making it so, maybe put like a little bit more of a greenish blue in there. Right? See, you see how like by putting those other colors in there and desaturating stuff, it now makes this make a lot more sense. Even though we have that blue and this orange next to it. This works because it's now less of a percentage of the overall thing. Right? You can't have 100% this blue and this orange. You have to like desaturate. You have to play around with those colors. And this right here is what needs to happen around here and around these areas, right? So let me throw this little curveball at you. Okay? Considering that you are in a like in terms of context in this environment, you have purples, you have like this backlight. Consider this. Consider that we have more purplish reds. Let's take this red. I'm going to pull it more towards purple. That is what I'm going to get. Okay? And I'm going to work off of this. I'm going to color over all of your reds with this purplish, like maroon color. Not only does this fit more with your character's skin color, the shirt, but this now doesn't contrast with the green as much. Do you see how like that already 10 times better? Just a slight, it's such a small. Yeah, it doesn't clash. It doesn't clash. And you know what? Sometimes clashing is okay. But when you're creating in this particular style where it's like you're creating a sense of realism within a defined space, this works much better. And then from here, because your red is more desaturated now, because it's more cool, you can now pull your greens into it, right? So let's take this green, like for example, you want some like reflected light or whatever, or like some light to react on the scarf. You desaturate this green. You pull it more towards your cools and your purples and stuff. Oops, not that. You pull it more towards like here. Let's try this. That works. So let me lower the opacity. And then make a new layer here so that we don't muddle our colors too much. But you see how that works? Now that looks like it's being lit. Like this particular red maroon color is now being lit by the green. Why? Because the green is cooler, right? We pull it more towards a gray, but we do not mess too much with the luminosity with it. Like it's going to not be as bright as the green, right? It's not going to be as bright. It's not going to be as saturated. It's not going to be as light as the green because the green is the light source. But by making it cooler, pulling it more towards the blues to get to the reds in the color wheel, it makes more sense. Right? This could work. I would even turn it down a little bit more, like to that extent. You can always play with this too. This is not the only answer because there's probably a better answer out there, to be quite honest, than this color. I would play with it. But that works for now, just to illustrate my point. And then I would not only put green and the most saturated green ever. I would put some whites and maybe tweak this toward yellows even to illustrate the intensity of this green and make it lighter. Do you see how varying and shifting the colors around instead of just putting it, like just straight up putting green? It works much better. Even this still says green. This still says green. It's just the intensity of that green is corollary to the luminosity of the green. And like I can even put close to white in the middle here. Because really what we're doing is like illustrating a flame. Right? Whatever's on the inside is going to be hotter, right? And we want to make it look brighter and hotter. This is the origin point. But if it's just flat green, we can't do that. And you know what? You don't even need all this glow right here. This glow is it's good, but it's more of an enhancement to what you have on top. Okay? So you should never depend on like this gradient. Sorry, not gradient. This is it gradient? Yeah, I guess this gradient, like this circle gradient. This kind of like airbrush. You should never depend on that as saying this is the light source. Okay. Also, if you do it, you should do it on top of your line work, because otherwise it looks like whatever is glowing is only glowing behind your line work, which makes it kind of awkward. You want to do it on top. So like, let's get this gradient tool here. It's on circle. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Let's grab why? Okay, wait. Give me a second. Here we go. Like this on top of your line work. It's going to work much better. I can't transform this. That's interesting. And then put it below your light layer. That's going to look a lot better. And also, the less lines you have, the better. These really thick black lines are not helping your light source. And I would do the same for these colors. So like, for example, these like not bounce light. I keep saying bounce light, but this like catching of the green light can also happen up here, right? So you have blue, right? Blue is not too far from green. It would be something like this, maybe. But you would have blue in it, right? It's more of a turquoise than just straight up green. Oh, I should probably do this on a separate layer. Give me a sec. Yeah, something closer to this instead. And don't forget, like, you also have other planes that you can catch this light on, okay? You can also do this area. And I'm using this same green, but you should not use this color for this skin because this skin's more purplish. and lighter than your shirt area. So you should be using another color. And yes, this is hard. This is hard because it's literally color theory. You're learning color theory right now. But it's better than ignoring it. This is very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to paint over most of the line work. I just didn't make it to the hand yet. Okay, gotcha. Very cool. Hello, Pixie. I can't see the color wheel. Oh shit, my bad. You're right, it's completely off screen. Sorry, this is my first day Photoshop. It's my first stream, you know, ever. But yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Like, let me just get all this stuff and turn it off. So you went from super red scarf to just desaturating a little bit, pulling that red toward purples, right? To make everything look a little more cohesive. And we got this. And then we instead prioritized the green light. Yeah? Another thing I would think about, okay, and this is just an idea. Another thing to think about is next time, because I think like you're pretty far along now, but next time, if you have two light sources, and indeed you do have two light sources here, right? You have this light source that's coming out from this way, right? Why is this so desaturated? Hang on. You have this light source coming from this way, and then you have this radiating light source right here. Keep those two light sources on opposite sides of the body, okay? The reason being, if you instead lit this character up from this side, then all the shadow will be cast on the left side of the body. And what happens then? What happens then? Then you have a bunch of opportunities to freely use this light source, this green light source, to light up dark parts of the body. So you have a better separation of lights, and you don't have to deal with a green light and a white light on the same shapes. So you could even, on this light doesn't even have to be a fill light. It could be a rim light. Right? If you really wanted to go that route where you darken the entire body, have an underlit green, you know? And then just rim light it because it seems like this character is walking into a cavern or something from the outside based on the context. Like, you could just rim light all of this if you want and have the body be mostly lit by green. That's something you can do. Is it something you want to do? That's going to be up to you. Didn't even think about it. Yeah. So this is stuff that it's more like photography at this point, right? Like, you want to think about, how do I portray this object in the most optimal way to show its form, but at the same time tell the story? Because like, if you do end up darkening the entire body and then using the green light to light the inside of the body and the details, you're going to create a very different feel because it's green light. It'll feel more uncanny. It'll feel a little bit more maybe magical, right? Right now you have a mostly sunlit character, or like a studio lit character with what's supposed to be a pop of green. And that's a different feel, right? This is more of like, okay, well, like more just character. I want to show off the character, right? In the natural light. So it really just depends on what you want to do with the character, or with any figure or anything that you're trying to light. Would be very moody, dramatic. Yeah, I failed to draw. That's me too. Me too. But guys, I am way overdue to for my things I'm supposed to do. This is longer than I was supposed to stream. I will save off these JPEGs without this layer. I'll save off this JPEG right here like this for mock. And then we've got this one from Owl right here. And then this one for Pichu. Thanks for the crits. Yeah. You got it. Thank you for stream. Thank you guys for being here. And dealing with my incompetent drawing app. Not me. I'm very competent, as we can all see. I'm kidding, dude. Oh my god, I must seem like such an asshole. I'm gonna take a sip before I go. Any last thoughts? Did you guys like that? I actually like critting with a mouse. After a little while, it became very therapeutic. Really nice crit stream. Thanks so much, Jimbo. Yeah, of course. Jabai, Jimbo. Jabai, no. It sounds egotistical, but we can't even argue with it. No, put me on my place. Become a better artist than me. Please. The darkness of my arrogance must be met with equal and greater arrogance. You have to shill again. Start and end every stream with shilling. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe, and go buy prints from my shop. Okay, bye. I'll see you guys later, alright? Take care. I'll probably... I can stream on Friday, maybe? Maybe Friday or Saturday? Probably Friday or Saturday at this point. That was an excellent shill. It was, you know, a little understated. It's like I was forced to do it. By the way, chat, the onus is on you to remind me to shill every stream. So it looks like I'm not doing it for myself, but the fact that chat asked me to do it, so I have to do it. Okay? All right. All right. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.